Hey, everybody. So, as we're winding down the unit on time, we're just going to branch out a little bit. Our quick review is actually from a couple chapters ago, thinking about numbers and rounding those numbers. So, it might be something that you remember from a little while ago, maybe last year, even doing some of this. So, think about any number you might get, like a two-digit number like 23 or 74 or 29, right? When you have those numbers, you have tens and you have ones. We're going to be rounding those ones away, right? What we're going to do is we're going to go to the nearest big 10, right? And the reason we do that is tens are very easy to organize, they're very easy to count, and they're easy to remember. So lots of times, moms and dads in stores or people, when they don't have to be precise with their numbers, will round to the nearest 10 because it's easier to juggle those numbers in your head than numbers with ones kind of mixing things up. So I have a number line on my whiteboard. On one side, I put a 10. Then I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dots to the middle. There's the middle. And then I put 1, 2, 3, 4. And the fifth dot is the 20 on the very other side. This number line goes from 10 to 20. We're going to think about some numbers. We're going to first look at where this number falls on the number line. So think about an 11. 11 is going to be one dot away from a 10. It's going to be really close to a 10. So this is a great example to see when you might round down. If I had 11 marbles or $11, I would probably just say, yeah, I have about 10. I've rounded down, so I don't even have to think about that extra one, which could be kind of tricky if you're adding a whole bunch of numbers. Round down when the ones are very small. Okay, let's think about the number 14. Now 14 isn't as small. 14 is actually going to fall right about here on the number line. So it's going to go 10, 11, 12, or I should say 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, there's my 14. But it's still, if you look at it, it's still a little bit closer to the 10 than it is to the 20. So I'm still going to round down. Even with a big number like 14, it's going to just be easier for me to think about 10. I have about 10, whatever it might be. Here's the number 19. 19 is going to be over here on the number line. It wouldn't make any sense to round 19 down. It's nowhere near the 10. It makes a lot more sense to say, oh, 19 cupcakes, that's about the same as 20. Plus, I don't have to think about that 9. And if you think about doing math facts really quick in your head, what is 19 plus 14? Oh, that's going to be hard. 19 plus 14. I have to think about regrouping and doing all of that in my head. But what if I just said, hey guys, what's a 10 plus a 20? You're going to say it's, about 30. When you do rounding, it turns a tough problem into a much easier problem. And you're really close. It's not the exact answer, but it gets you close enough, definitely. Next, 16. Right about here on the number line. What do you think? Round down or round up? Up, because it's closer to the 20. I'm starting to see a rule here. If the number in the back, the neighbor, right? So here I am rounding to the tens place, so maybe I should underline that one instead. They want the nearest 10, okay? So we're focusing on the 10. It's the neighbor that's going to decide which way you go. If you have a big neighbor, go up. Like 19, look at the size of that neighbor. Go up. But if you have a little neighbor, you go down. It's the nearest 10 that we're going to. Here's 12. What do you think? Look at that neighbor. Would you say 10 is closer, or would you say 20 is closer when you think about 12? 10. Yep, you would round down to 10. And then there is one stumper, and I always save it to last. I think you probably could already guess what it is. It is this number right in the middle. Right? It doesn't really make sense to go either which way. It doesn't make sense to go down. It doesn't make sense to go up. It just is in the middle. Well, the math rule tells us that because 5 is a pretty big number, we should round up with that 5. So anything that's a 5, a 6, a 7, an 8, or a 9 in the back, right? You're going to round up. Anything that's a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, you're going to round down. Thanks, guys.